Hey, Impressive Chessers! Today we're going to de-spookify the Halloween Gambit just in time for Halloween. What is the Halloween Gambit? Well, let me show you. So white starts out, totally normal move. E4 opens the door. E5, stand alive. The knight actually came out to C3 in this game first. Doesn't really matter because it transposes to the three knights and then the four knights opening. So now white has some great moves like D4, attacking and controlling the center. It's called the Scotch Four Knights. The Spanish Four Knights is a very good move, and even this kind of weird move that we're going to Finchetto the bishop over there. I believe this is called the Gleck system after Igor Gleck. But in this game, we're going to go over the Halloween Gambit, which is knight takes e5, dubious move, and as you can see, the computer is loving this for black. All right, so I recommend you take that knight, of course. And now black is up 2 points. And the whole point of this gambit is white is going to knock these knights all around the board, bring out their pieces super fast, and hopefully develop some kind of initiative or even get material back to compensate for their 2 point loss. All right, so my favorite move here is knight to c6, but before we get to how I would de-spookify the Halloween Gambit, let's see what happens if you just try to keep your extra material and you play a move like this, which, by the way, of course, is not bad, but I think it's just harder to play and not as fun. All right, so now your knight on f6 is getting chased away. So we run away. The bishop jumps into the game. Look at white's pieces there. Very centralized and good, but of course, they're down those 2 points. White plays queen to f3, and already they have a monster checkmating threat on Freddy the pawn, f7, only guarded by the king. So black actually played f6, which is not the best move here. The best move is kind of weirdly this pawn move. It's weird that this is the best move because white can do that crazy move called en passant when a pawn goes two side by side another pawn. That pawn can capture it just like it had moved one. So we do that. We now have to renew our defense against this threat of queen takes f7. So we put our bishop on e6. And black is actually doing fairly well here. But in this game, black played f6, totally reasonable to stop that queen from coming in. White just gets castled. Pawn comes into the game, and just like before, en passant happens. Now this pawn on f6 is kind of sticking out like a sore thumb there. The knight jumps in the game, and natural but big mistake right here. Let's flip this board. Pause your videos if you can try to find white's awesome move here. All right, hopefully you found out that white can actually sacrifice their queen for just 2 pawns because if you take it, which you probably shouldn't, but you were in big trouble anyways because this is getting attacked twice. We got like all kinds of threats over here. So black was in bad shape after this awesome queen sacrifice anyways. But now they're in really bad shape because check only move actually is to go right there with the king. And again, the king doesn't have very many squares to go to. So bishop h6 is a picturesque mate here. So you can't go there. Any of those squares and the game would be over. All right, that was big time ouchie. White definitely had all the fun in that game. And we're going to teach you how to not play that passively against the Halloween Gambit. So let's go ahead and reflip this board. And we'll go back to this move right here where white is chasing our knight away. I prefer to run over to c6. And now white should continue to attack the knights, just like last time, but kind of mirrored. And now we could totally run away, but again, we wanted to de-spookify this Halloween Gambit, and I love bishop to b4, pinning down the knights, and setting up some really cool moves for black. You might be wondering, screaming at the screen right now, what are you doing? You're giving back your 2 points, but because that knight is absolutely pinned to the king, we get our point right back. We are even. We both have a knight and a pawn. But here's the deal. Look at Black's activity here. Black is definitely the one having fun here. And that's the key to de-spookify gambits is when your opponent plays a gambit, they want to attack you. They want to get really serious and good attacking chances. A really good counter to that is to get your own attacking chances and your own active pieces, even if that means giving back material. And actually, after this move, for a second, white is up a point. But I hope you guys all noticed that we have this queen lasering this king through the knight. So wherever the knight goes, it'll be a discover check. And I can see nothing better than taking a piece and checking that king. So they block the check. By the way, now white has some pretty nice attacking stuff going on, and they still have some pretty nice attacking stuff going on. So we just get our rook out of there. We don't want to lose our rook with check. They take there, and again, we got our pawn back. We're totally even in points, but here's the difference. We are super active. We're definitely the ones attacking in this situation. This is definitely not what white wants when he played the Halloween Gambit. All right, so now, yeah, he has to like move his king out of the check. Now he can't castle anymore. Black does this capture, which is good for two reasons. One, we might want to use this for preferably our rook, but even our queen. And we automatically open this bishop. All right, so they chase our queen. A lot of less advanced players might play. Well, one move you definitely do not want to play is this. Gotta watch out for those backward diagonal moves. That would be no bueno. So I could also see some players playing this move, which, as the computer says, it's not terrible, but just getting out of the threat while not doing exactly that much. So I want you guys to pause your videos. What move do you think Black uncourtiered that really showed high class chess? All right, hopefully you said knight takes f2. It's a clearance sacrifice. What are we clearing it for, though? It's kind of weird. They're just like, all right, got your knight. That was weird. Now I'm still attacking your queen. I don't really see anything. Hopefully you saw, though, that now the queen is going all the way down to 4. That's why it was good not to immediately just do our check. Even Bobby Fischer said one time, Patzer sees check, Patzer plays check. So don't be a Patzer. Patzer is a bad chess player, by the way. All right, so they played bishop to g4 check, and the queen is defending our bishop on the 4th rank. And so now white blocks the check, and we get to do one of the coolest moves in chess, which is a castle and check at the same time. Ouch. Here goes the king. Another check, and this one happens to be a fork. Although, don't forget, they're attacking us too, so it's not over yet. Now they're not attacking us, though, so we get this check here. Really high-class move coming up here. This king is obviously trying to slink away to safety on a2. We could probably get away with just taking their bishop and being okay, but why let them get the safety? We can just cut them off. This queen is cutting them off on the 4th row. So they have to run backwards, and boom, here comes our rook. It's on the 2nd rank where it loves to be. Don't forget, though, our other rook is under attack, so it's not totally easy yet. And they try to run back to safety. They were in trouble no matter what, even if they did the best move, which is run here. We can use our other rook, save it, and go down the d file. They can come over to try to counter our battery of rooks in the d file, and then we play this awesome move, queen to a4. And they're like, oh, cool, I won the rook. And you just got checkmated, actually. Bishop guards the queen. The queen is cutting off all these squares. And the rook is cutting off all these squares. So yeah, this king is gone. It's checkmated. All right, so in the real game, it tried to go back to safety, but it's actually in really big danger. So queen comes in for the check. Of course, they could block for no reason with the bishop, but we would just take it, so they decide to run. And black can do the most common checkmate in chess. I call this one the in-your-face checkmates. I've heard some people call it the kiss of death, but what do you guys think it is? Hopefully he said queen to c2, check, and mate. So you put the queen right in front of the king's face when the king is on the top of the board, bottom of the board, or either side of the board. All she needs is one protector, and she checkmates the king, just like that. All right, so key to de-spookifying gambits is to get your own active pieces, get your own attacking chances. Your opponent is expecting a fun game where they might not win, but they are expecting to attack your king and make you sweat it out. So my favorite strategy is give some or all of the material back, like in this game, and then you get your own attacking chances. Your opponent will not be ready for that. All right, that's the pro tip that I'm giving you guys today. As always, stay impressive. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and if you can, share with a friend.